One of the most common questions that's asked when people are calling looking to get a German Shepherd, especially for the first time, should they get a male or should they get a female? And it's a good question because there is differences. Now, obviously, a male is bigger, normally about 15, even 20 pounds bigger. So they look more intimidating because of their size. And if you get a darker colored dog, that's also intimidating because they're harder to read, okay? So our females, though, are not on the smaller side. They're actually on the bigger side. So the differences between a male and female, pretty much in that regard, size-wise, it's not that big of a deal. So there is, though, more to it than just size. It's going to go to territorial instinct. I don't know if you know it or not, but typically police departments do not have females. When they come here looking for a dog, they're always looking at males. Why is that? Because a male isn't just territorial over where he lives. So he's in the car, he gets out, the first thing he's going to do is what? He's going to lift his leg, going to mark his territory, then he goes to work. He has to claim the territory first, and that's what those males do. And so every time they're in the car, they get out of the car. Territory, territory, territory. A female doesn't do that. It has its own home. It can be extremely territorial. You know, the first one to even bark, if you had a male and a female, your female is going to bark before the male at the house. That's just the way it is. They're territorial by nature. Females are known to be part of the pack, okay? They're not the leader of the pack. If you go out in the woods right now and you find, say, a wolf pack, coyotes, whatever, they're all similar in that regard. There is a leader of the pack. That's always a male. So when you have a family, you've got children, maybe you've never had a dog for the first time, it's a good thing to get a female because she becomes part of the pack. Trustworthy, wherever your children are, you know where the dog is. They seem to just mold in like that. They don't have that desire to become leader of the pack. They're just not dominant by nature. So that's a good thing to have. When you have a dog for the first time, take those things into consideration. Now, these days, breeding has changed a lot. In Germany's way ahead of this kind of thing. Like they're doing all kinds of temperament tests, and one of the biggest no-nos that they have is aggression towards other dogs. If the dog, like at 9 months is the first time you do a test and you get a written paper, it's actually going to tell you what the dog's like with neutral dogs. And the point is they're not going to have any dog showing aggression for no reason. So if you have a dog that's aggressive towards another dog, that's an extreme no-no. So that's a breeding thing. If you see a dog that's aggressive and now you have another dog and they're both aggressive, what do you expect? You're going to have an aggressive dog. So in Germany now, you don't have male dogs that are aggressive towards other males. That characteristic has actually been bred out. It used to be that I'd have to tell you, well, it's most likely best for you if you want two dogs, get a male and a female, because, you know, they always get along. I can't say that anymore because the males are getting along with other males, the females are getting along with females. So it's just a breeding thing that Germany's way ahead of that. They do not want to see aggression for no reason. So bottom line is, if you're going to get a male or female, if you want a dog that's, you know, going to be more territorial, get the female. Doesn't mean that the male's not territorial, but I'll tell you what, the female will be the first one to act. And what does that mean? If there's a potential threat, that is enough. If you're out at the gate right there, you don't know what's going on, that dog says, I don't know why you're here, that means you don't belong, barks. So the barking factor with a female is really, really good. So, you know, territory is a big deal. Now, what we have, it used to be too in competitions, it'd be 98% of the dogs were male dogs because they go out and they claim territory and they're not, worried about 10,000 people there and all that. The females are as good as the males now too, though. They'll go into the competitions and even win national competitions. So the bottom line is, you'll have to leave that up to you to decide.